Sir David Davis.
Deputy Speaker, this is a terrible bill. Its central failing is that it will lead to the persecution of patriotic, innocent British soldiers whose only sin is defending our democracy with heroism and skill. What it will do is recreate a circumstance in which soldiers are treated unfairly by the law. My right honourable friend, the member for Brentwood and Ongar, referred to the case of Soldier B and the judge's dismissal of it as a ludicrous challenge funded by legal aid. I've known Soldier B for 30 years. I count him a friend. He's tough and he's clever. And yet even for him, being dragged through the courts for 4 years and more on what is effectively a preparation for a murder charge would have been unbelievably stressful. The process, and the point he made, the point my right honourable friend made, the process is the punishment. 4 years of stress and wear and tear. Now, in Operation Banner, our soldiers assiduously obeyed the yellow card rules. But in Northern Ireland, the courts have sometimes interpreted these rules as requiring our soldiers to take almost suicidal risks. We're dragging men in their 70s and 80s through coroner's courts in Belfast and judging them by a standard that makes no sense in a military context. To illustrate this, let me share with the House a single case highlighting what can happen to soldiers under these circumstances. On the 16th of March 1978, in the middle of the night, 2 SAS soldiers were manning a covert observation post. They saw 2 men in combat clothing moving towards them. One of our soldiers, David Jones, stood up and challenged the men. The IRA gunman immediately shot him down in a burst of gunfire. That story would have been at the back of the minds of every soldier who subsequently served in Northern Ireland. Yes. They made their decisions in the face of the risk of immediate death. It's a measure of their professionalism that hundreds of terrorists were arrested alive under the circumstances when the soldiers themselves could have been killed. The debate today is actually about morality. It's about whether this House chooses justice over political convenience, truth over revisionism, and loyalty over the cynical rewriting of history. The government claims that today's problems arise from legislation passed by the previous government, which allegedly created an amnesty for terrorists. Really, what are the facts? Labour under Blair gave effective, de facto, maybe in law it's challengeable, but de facto amnesty to at least 650 terrorists, men who carried out more than 3,000 killings. Early release schemes, the on-the-run letters and the Royal Prerogative of Mercy collectively created a vast secret system of de facto immunity. Secret because they knew people wouldn't accept it. No, I'm sorry, I haven't got time. People knew it wouldn't be accepted. And that, by the way, is why Gerry Adams asked for, and I quote, an invisible system for dealing with the on-the-runs.
Yes, he did.
On the runs. You know, why are they on the run? They're on the run because they're criminals. And this was a secret system to deal with it. In contrast, our 300,000 of our soldiers defended democracy in Northern Ireland. They defended law and order, they defended democracy, and they defended the innocent citizens of Northern Ireland, which we often forget in this. They acted as a direct opposite of the IRA, the gangster organisation that terrorised the communities in Northern Ireland, and by the way, all communities. Remember, the IRA killed a very large number of Catholics in order to terrorise that community. Yet today, those who uphold the law face relentless legal pursuit, while those who broke the law receive leniency, letters and legal shelter. And let's not forget, the IRA are also protected by the fact that witness or would-be witnesses against them know they risk murder if they actually turn up. I was in Omagh, as it turns out, a few weeks ago, and I met a policeman who was shot by the real IRA or the new IRA or whatever label it's got today, only a couple of years ago. Shot, I think, 6 times. So, instead of attacking those who served, we should honour them, their service and their patriotism, and not treat them as worse than the killers they defeated. The House must say enough. Enough moral inversion, enough rewarding terror whilst hounding those who defended the public. And we are told that this new bill is necessary because Northern Ireland will not support alternatives. Well, let me say this. When leaders must choose between consensus and justice, real leaders choose justice. Yep. This bill must not rest on appeasement. The world watches while Britain chooses today. Its allies with concern and its enemies with enthusiasm as they plan future decades of lawfare against our best soldiers. If we do not speak up to protect both our current service personnel and our veterans, in the future the innocent will suffer, and we will find ourselves unable to defend our nation.
Claire Hanna.